for. But, you gotta get this money, man. So, y'all know what it is, man. But let's spit on Ben Johnson going to Chicago. A lot of people up in arms about him going to Chicago. I would have some questions if I'm a Chicago Bear fan. I think Dan Campbell is not getting enough credit for some things, but as a Lion fan, I'm worried. No, I'm happy for him. Everybody think it's X's and O's that make you a head coach. It's not. It's how you lead and manage men. That's what it is. How you work with the front office, how you lead and manage men. How you got to understand it's like a job. You're the overseer over almost 100 people, from coaches to water boys to therapists to working with team doctors to position coaches to coordinators to players feel like they're not getting enough playing time. Like, you have to understand. Really, that's why you see a lot of head coaches, don't call plays of any sort, because it's a lot to ask. You got to think about it. They got to manage when the team bus leave, when the plane leave. You got to find players. If I don't find this guy, find that guy for being late. This coach and this guy might not get along. This guy, it's like you being a big ass teacher. So it's the management of men. How do you lead men? How do you rule? How are you socially? How do you connect? It's one thing to connect with offensive guys and be responsible for O-line coaches and running back. That's a sample size. How are you going to do when that number is quadrupled? And one of the things that people don't understand is, this is my opinion on it, I believe Dan Campbell was forcing Ben Johnson to do some things he didn't want to do. I think Dan Campbell he wanted Ben Johnson to run the ball more than Ben Johnson wanted to run the ball. And that's why the Lions succeeded a lot better in the third quarter. The adjustment they did was they ran the ball. And I said this, the last 2 years, them getting eliminated in the playoffs has been Johnson's fault. Now, defensively, you can say, well, Brad Holmes, could have did more in San Francisco. But, he prioritized stopping the run. That's what he prioritized. So we know the defense was leaky. And also this year, the defense was leaky. And Brad Holmes did his job. Had that defense remained fairly healthy, they would have easily won. I think they would have easily ran the Super Bowl, if the refs didn't stop them versus Kansas City. That's just my opinion. That's how good that defense was when it started to come together, right? But, knowing that you're weak defensively, and you playing the 30th rush defense, you should be running the ball. Him going to Chicago and Ben Johnson, I think he's going to have full autonomy now to throw the ball. I think he's going to try to go there and throw the ball a bunch. I think that's exactly what the hell he's going to try to do. He's going to try to go there and throw the ball around. That's just my opinion. And I think without Dan Campbell being over his shoulder, run the ball, I think he's really going to go past Happy in Chicago. And obviously that's what Chicago want. You go get Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Romeo Dozier. You go get these guys. And today's defense, they went out there and got offensive alignment. They just ain't jail yet. But my concern is, I think it was Dan Campbell's identity to run the football. And I think the next offensive coordinator, and that's got to remember, that's why he got rid of Anthony Lynn, because he threw the football too much. You had a running back offensive coordinator who threw the football too much. You know what I'm saying? So I think his whole thing, they would have won had they relied on the run. And that's one thing about Philly. Last year, Philly tried to get cute, throw the ball. What Philly doing? Philly running their ass right back to the championship. They don't give a hell. Philly got the best running back in the game. The Lions got one of 2, 3, 4 best backs in the game. He getting 10 yards a pop, damn near. He ain't getting touched till he get to 10 yards. And you're refusing to run the football, sir? That is a problem. That is a problem. Had they run the football, they would have beat the Commanders. I'm telling you that. Had they played ball control, that's why Philly's still in it and the Lions not. Philly not concerned, okay, our passing game is broken. We're well fucking aware of it, but you know what? We'll figure it out. We gonna just lean on Saquon. We're gonna lean on Saquon Barkley. And that's what they're gonna do. So I think that's one of the things you gotta ask yourself with dealing with Ben Johnson. You know, going to Chicago, is he gonna run the football? Will he run the football? So, will he run the football? I'm really not concerned. I think he's going to go to Chicago. He got all them weapons. I think they'll retain Keenan Allen. He's going to throw the football. Play outside in the cold. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think he'll have some things. He'll have some things where he can do more than he couldn't do with Jared Goff. With Caleb Williams' ability to be mobile, he will be able to use quarterback runs and be a little bit more creative. So, but honestly, I'm not really concerned about him. I think it'll be a learning curve, managing personalities, leading a whole group of men. And I think eventually he will succeed if given time. But I really think he don't really want to run the ball. He's one of those coordinators who like to throw the ball to open up the run. And I think that's going to continue to be a problem in Chicago. And in Washington, I think that's eventually going to catch up with them if they don't start leaning on the run game. Your quarterback can't be throwing and running in this league, and you expect to have longevity. I'm telling you that right now. You can't expect, even in this watered down in the field, you can't expect these quarterbacks to drop back 30, 40 times and then also, you know, do some design runs and expect to survive. You're not going to survive. You're not going to survive. I'm telling you that right now. All that running, rushing for 900,000 yards, that shit is going to catch up with these guys. You know? But that's just my humble opinion on it. I'm not too worried about it. There will be a learning curve. Obviously, Ryan Poles seems like he's going to stay the GM in Chicago. So we'll see how they work together. I'm not mad at him for taking the job. Some people are irate about him taking the job. No, that was the best job. Why go to the AFC West with 3 other playoff teams and Andy Reid and Mahomes and the Reps? Why the fuck would I go over there? With no quarterback. It makes 0 sense. Chicago was a great fit for him. But I'm not concerned about it. He does not want to run the football. You go outside and play in Chicago, and I didn't say this in my Dan Campbell coordinator video, and I want to say this. You know, whatever coordinator you get, I think they got to be committed to running that football. They got to be committed to running the football. That's my thing. I would love to see the coordinator be committed to running the football and not be a pass-first coordinator. Be more of a balanced guy. You know how you got a passing game guru? I feel like they need to get somebody that's going to run the fucking football. That's what I really believe. They should get somebody that's really going to run the football. I love what Philly did. Philly last year tried to get cute. They said, fuck that. We're going to get Saquon. We're going to run the fucking football. And they ran it all the way. They got to run it all the way to the Super Bowl. Not sure they're going to win it, but they're going to run it all the way to the Super Bowl. And in their back pocket, they can get a ball to Saquon Barkley in the passing game. And if you're going to play A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Johan Dotson and not Zach Ertz, but Dallas Goedert one-on-one, they got numbers. Philly got it. I've been on Philly all year. I'm not really concerned about Jalen Hurts lack of passing right now. Stop that run, he'll be able to pass it. He had numbers on the outside. You're going to play A.J. one-on-one. We'll worry about that. Stack that box, and we'll see if you can stop our passing game. Stop that box, and we'll see if we can stop that pass again. That'll be my thing, but it is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think, man. But yeah, I'm not up in arms like everybody else. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, give us a chance to get notifications. We go live, drop video.